We're back for a new season and ready to pack a punch. In every episode, we'll be sharing you quick, impactful insights into the challenges our dental community and leaders in all industries face. Expect a little bit of flair, a few laughs, and you might even recognize a friend or two. Because of you, we are the #1 podcast in dentistry and #1 in management and business. And we couldn't be more excited to keep bringing you practical wisdom and leadership with a servant's heart. All delivered in just enough time for your commute or morning team huddle. We're glad you're here, so let's get into it. Please welcome your host, Sarah Beth.
Hello, and welcome back to Dentistry Support the Podcast. I'm your host, Sarah Beth Herman, and today's episode is all about posturing yourself in a place of authority in your own life. This episode is dedicated to empowering you to be everything you were created to be. You are equipped with what you have, and I am going to give you every tool that I use to be exactly who I was destined to be so that you can do it too. I could speak forever on this topic, but today we're going to try to stick to around 20 minutes. And I promise you are going to want to re-listen to this episode. I want to start by sharing some mantras that have been foundational in my journey to success. Several of these mantras are inspired by the incredible Victoria Washington. If you don't follow her, go check Instagram. They've helped me posture myself for greatness every day. Here they are. My name is Sarah Beth Herman, and only good things happen to me. I don't cling to money. I grow it with every intentional move I make. Money is a tool for creating impact and serving others. More money is safe with me because I am safe with me. My creativity fuels my prosperity. The more genuine value I create, the more abundance I attract. I am training for the most momentous chapter of my life. God, develop my character to become a responsible steward of your resources. These mantras aren't just words for me. They are powerful affirmations that shape my reality and help me maintain a posture of success and authority in my life. Specifically, when life feels really hard, I focus on these. But every day when I open my eyes in the morning, I am immediately thinking and saying prayers out loud for my friends, my family, and my life. I start my day with these mantras, posturing myself for success. It is absolutely magnetic to me to begin my day this way, and I want to share why it's so important for you to do the same. Let me tell you a story about where I've come from and how I got here. I grew up in a very volatile environment. If you were to ask anyone who knew me from my childhood if I was destined to be this person that I am today, an 8-figure earner who literally transformed her circumstances, they'd likely tell you no. But here I am. And it wasn't just hard work and determination that got me here. It was also the power of posturing myself to trust that I was meant for exactly this. I'm paraphrasing this slightly here, but in Esther 4:14, it says, "Perhaps I was meant for such a moment as this." It matters what you say to yourself, what you cling to. I saw that Bible verse for the first time when I started seminary school at 33 years old. But long before then, my mom was a hard worker. She paved the way for me to understand what hard work looked like, despite circumstances. She also suffered greatly from various elements of abuse and addiction. There was no clear path for me to get here. But I made my own choices and decided that I was going to be successful no matter what obstacles stood in my way, no matter who liked me, who didn't like me, no matter who talked poorly about me, no matter what clothes I had to wear or clothes I didn't have to wear, no matter who my family was or who my family wasn't, no matter what education I had and didn't have, no matter where I was at in life or how successful someone thought I was. I just believed that I could do it. I never let my circumstances tell me I couldn't go somewhere or I couldn't be something. Even if I stood in a room with people who were far more intelligent than me, who had much more education than I had. It didn't matter to me because I was in that room and I belonged in that room. And that's what I want to talk to you about today. Learning that even if you're in a room where you feel like there are people in there that are far above you, that's not true. And I need you to start believing better about who you are and where you are placed in this world. There was a moment in my career when I was working at one of the highest paying levels I had ever reached. I was recruited by a large dental corporation on LinkedIn. Now, LinkedIn is one of the most powerful ways I find clients to this day. Many people resort to Facebook or Instagram or other social media platforms, but I have personally been recruited for several six-figure contracts through LinkedIn. It's powerful and I love it. It all started when a boss that I had in 2014 demanded I create a LinkedIn profile, and I thought she was crazy. That led me to an incredible opportunity of being flown to LA for a 6-hour round-trip adventure, where I was offered a nearly 7-figure salary and bonus combined. Within 2 weeks, I had left my home in Arizona and relocated my family to work in Beverly Hills, California. That experience transformed my life. I knew I was meant for that, and it set the stage for every future opportunity I've had since then. Even after facing setbacks, like being fired from a C-suite position, I knew I could keep going. There is a whole different panic that sets in when you're fired, especially if you're living in one of the most expensive places in the United States and never having had a salary that big and having exactly $0 in savings, but had to pay rent that was 3 times that of the salary of anyone in your family. And there was literally no one that could save us financially. How on earth would I find a salary to replace that income? Where exactly was I going to go? I'll tell you this. It took everything inside of me to drive home that day that I was fired and enter my garage and ask my husband to meet me there so I could tell him that I was fired and that I had no idea where we were going to go or what I was going to do. You see, my paychecks from that job were bigger than any tax refund that I had ever received in my entire life. But I needed that paycheck to pay all of my bills that were required to live in this place. I had nowhere to go. So I just cried. My husband hugged me and held me in that garage. And the next morning I got up, and that's where I started my journey to rebuild dentistry support. I worked 22 hours a day to reignite the fire. I initially started the company in 2014, and I kept 1 or 2 clients over this span of 3 years before I reignited the fire in it. What I can tell you is that there was a fire and fuel inside of me that said this was something bigger than I could ever imagine, and that something was coming around the corner so beautiful and so perfect that this moment was requiring me to give it my everything. The thing about me is that I've never been afraid to seize opportunities. No matter how far I had to move, I moved from Colorado to Tennessee, back to Colorado, again to Tennessee, then to Arizona and Arizona to California, always ready for the next big opportunity. Did you catch that? I said I was ready for the next big opportunity. I wasn't chasing it. I was going where I was meant to be so that I could get to the next place in my life. If you are anything like me and any of this mimics the journey you've been on, and someone said you're just chasing it, I challenge that statement any day of the week. Each move was a testament to my belief that I was meant for something greater and that I was willing to do whatever it took to achieve it. From working multiple jobs at 16 years old, balancing college, high school, 2 different jobs, all managing my life with purpose in mind and trusting that I was made for this. I knew that if I wanted something, I had to go get it. Nothing was going to be handed to me. I had to fight for myself to survive. That determination is what brought me to where I was always meant to be. These mantras, my affirmations, they position me in a space where I know I can have confidence. I'm not full of myself. I'm confident in where I am going and that I will be successful. There is nothing that can stop me from achieving that success. I am going to encourage you to adopt these mantras. Make them your own, change the words, do whatever you need to do, but posture yourself for success every day. Believe that you are meant for greatness. Trust that you have everything you need within you to achieve your dreams. There is scientific research that supports the idea that positive affirmations and mindset can rewire our brains. When we repeat positive statements about ourselves, it creates new neural pathways, which lead to lasting changes in how we think and feel. One study conducted by researchers at Carnegie Mellon University found that self-affirmation had significant impact on stress levels. The study showed that individuals who engage in self-affirmation activities experienced lower levels of the stress hormone cortisol and exhibited greater problem-solving abilities in high-pressure situations. Neuroplasticity is the brain's ability to reorganize itself by forming new neural connections throughout life. This concept is supported by Dr. Michael Merzenich, a leading researcher in brain plasticity. According to his research, our thoughts can change the structure and function of our brains. By consistently practicing positive affirmations, we can strengthen our neural pathways associated with positive thinking and self-belief. Another important aspect of this concept is positive self-talk. So according to a study published in the Journal of Personality and Social Psychology, positive self-talk can improve performance by enhancing our focus, increasing our confidence, and reducing our anxiety. This means that the more we tell ourselves we are capable, confident, destined for success, the more likely we are to act in a way that aligns with these beliefs. In my own life, these principles have played such an important role. I have seen firsthand how posturing myself with these affirmations has not only boosted my confidence, but also attracted opportunities and success into my life. For example, when I was first faced with the challenge of building my business from the ground up and reigniting that fire that I originally had when I created it, it was this positive mindset and self-belief that kept me going, even when the odds were against me. I had no connections where I was at. Did you know that when I decided to rebuild this business that I had created 3 years prior, I would drive 6 hours one way to Arizona where I knew people and I knew dentists and I had connections and I had friends that could help me intermingle myself where I belonged so that I could build the business. And within 6 weeks, I had my first 5-figure monthly client. Within 8 weeks, I had $1 million contract. There was no way I would be able to do that and just randomly make the money I needed to survive. When I was reset to zero with no path in sight, the only choice I had was to give it my everything. What if we all acted that way in every situation? It doesn't matter if you're working somewhere right now. It doesn't matter if you're a business owner or if you're an entry-level employee. What if you gave it your everything? As you go through your day, you've got to remember that you have the power to reshape your brain. Your thoughts can create new neural pathways that support your goals and dreams. By consistently affirming your worth and your potential, you actually develop the confidence and resilience that you need to overcome any obstacle. I'm going to give you these mantras again. But when I say my name, I want you to say yours. My name is Sarah Beth Herman, and only good things happen to me. I don't cling to money. I grow it with every intentional move I make. Money is a tool for creating impact and serving others. More money is safe with me because I am safe with me. My creativity fuels my prosperity. The more genuine value I create, the more abundance I attract. I am training for the most momentous chapter of my life. God, develop my character to become a responsible steward of your resources. Start your day with these. Watch as your mindset and life begin to transform. You are equipped with everything you need to succeed, and your potential is limitless. I know that saying affirmations or mantras can feel uncomfortable at first. It might even feel a little bit silly, like you're just saying random things out loud. Let me tell you, if it feels uncomfortable, that means you're growing. If you're feeling stuck right now, struggling to move forward, or finding it hard to escape your current situation, you need to get yourself a mentor or join a mastermind group. Surround yourself with people who can help get you out of your own head and hone in on your world with you. Listening to podcasts isn't enough. Researching on your own, it's not enough. I often hear people say, I can't afford that. I'm not interested in mentorship because I don't have the money for it. But here's the thing. We all have money for what we really want. If there was a new technological gadget that cost $6,000 and they offered you a payment plan of some nominal amount for 5 years, you'd probably go for it because you want the latest thing. But here's the truth. You are the thing that you need to invest in. You are the one who can make the change in your life. The money you say you don't have is there. It's all about priorities and where you choose to spend it. The way you're scrambling to build your business, racing for the next client, working tirelessly, is all a result of your past habits and mindsets. To move to your future and become who you were meant to be, you need to transform your journey starting now. If you really want to take yourself to that next level, get out of your own head, embrace a new journey, I want you to consider joining my Expansion Mastermind. It begins on August 20th. This is your opportunity to grow and expand beyond your current limits. It's not just about mindset. I'm going to teach you about learning to market your business completely different, understanding SEO, using today's tools to reach your full potential, changing your mindset, resetting those neural pathways. This mindset will change everything about where your business ends this year and begins in 2025. Check the link in the show notes of this episode to apply for the Expansion Mastermind. Spaces are limited. It is a private cohort. If you're listening to this podcast and we've already started the Expansion Mastermind, don't worry. We run these masterminds frequently. I'm here to mentor you and help you get where you need to be. I do offer one-on-one mentor sessions, and I would be honored to have that space in your world. The only way to reach your next level is through external support. You won't get there on your own with your current circle. You've already tapped out those resources, and that's why you're stuck. Things aren't moving and changing because you've exhausted everything you've learned so far. It's time to invest in yourself and seek new resources and guidance to reach your goals. This episode is meant to give you everything you need to be successful, and these mantras are a perfect beginning. But I need you to know that you're worth more. I need you to see you for who you are and who you were created to be, and that there are circles and rooms that you belong in, but you've got to be willing to place yourself there. Thank you for joining me today on Dentistry Support, the podcast. I am trusting this episode has inspired you to take the next step in your life, to posture yourself for success, and to believe in the incredible potential you have. Until next time, I'll catch you on the next episode. And remember, only good things happen to you.
Thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of Dentistry Support, the podcast. If you want to get in on the conversation or have something to share, join us on our Facebook group, The Dental Collaborative. Looking to connect or to be a guest? Head over to dentistrysupport.com. Or if you'd like to learn more about your host, Sarah Beth, or maybe you're thinking of starting your own podcast or looking for mentorship opportunities, well, just visit sarahbethherman.com. If you've got just a sec, remember to rate, subscribe, and leave a review for the podcast. That helps us keep growing. Thanks for supporting the show, and we hope you'll join us again in the next episode of Dentistry Support, the podcast.